I'm Suzy. Welcome to 30 Minutes of Dance. Today's class is a dancer cross-training workout where we'll focus on functional movements to release the low back and strengthen the core. So have water nearby. You're welcome to be barefoot with me or wear athletic shoes, dance shoes. I'll be using a mat, a block, and a strap today. And if you have a hand towel, that could work just as well. Or a book rather than a block. Let's begin. Clear your space, spread your energy out, sort of pushing from side to side, weight shift, parallel, wider than your hips, and feeling like you could create some drama here, create a push energetically. So we start to recruit some muscular effort rather than just swinging in and out of things. Can you move through any resistance you might be creating here as we start? And then push out through your left arm and take a side stretch. Then push and side bend. Push and reach. Push and try on the other side now. Push and reach, weight shift. Push, up and over. Excellent. Last one. Now let's take 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side, push out and up and over. 3, 2, and 1. Now reach across, push and tread. So that bit of information you're giving your body, that idea of pushing, maybe you're pushing a heavy door closed, activates the core. Just a thought, yeah? You don't have to have you don't have to be moving furniture, right? Moving mountains here. Sometimes it feels like we're moving mountains even to carve out some time to breathe, to exercise, to do something you love, like dancing. But this is just the idea of pushing through and noticing how that movement, both hands now, translates into your core. Now feel this up and over, push and out on the diagonal slightly, turning the toes out. So there's a dip, the push down and up and through. I'm getting a feel for how you ground through the feet, how this activation, even just the suggestion of pushing, maybe even slowing down, gives you more of a sense of moving from the core. Excellent, back to the middle. Woo, turn the legs out slightly. Let's drop the tail down and simply pulse in second position plie. Arms reach out, arms reach up, and then back to the center. Now feel as if, as we're still pulsing in the lower body, that as you reach up and push down, that the center is lifting. So easy pulse to the music, right? We're dancing, just enjoy it. But then there's this activation, intention behind the movement. And the upper body and the lower body doing different things, different rhythms. One more. Good. Now swing out and center, crossing the arms. Swing out, center. And you can go slightly deeper and stand all the way up if you like. And there's a difference, yes, in the swing versus the push. Maybe, woo, you have to frown. That's a different face, right? Swinging, side to side, and push. It has a different rhythm, different feel. Hopefully you're feeling the legs too as we start to build some heat to the lower body. Good, back to the center, reach up. Sit down in your left leg and Lift the right heel, still sensing that the front of the pelvis is lifting up, the frontal hip points are lifting, tailbone's dropping straight down. So you're integrating the rib cage, plie, other side, lift the heel, building heat in the thighs, starting to release into the shoulders. Any tension that might be creeping up, see if you can wiggle it loose. And then drop both heels into the earth and rise up. Heel toe your feet together. Coming towards a lunge, facing the left side. Walking back towards a runner's lunge, sort of high lunge, and then flex the back foot, hamstring stretch. Inhale on the ball of the foot. Maybe you can dip down to 90-degree angles, so then flex and hamstring, backs of the legs, inner thighs, getting a stretch there. And again. Once more. Come back to the middle, turn the legs out, center. Second position, arms reach out, arms reach up, pulsing down. And again, feel like you're pushing. And then one more. Excellent. Turn to the other side. Short stride for your lunge. Anchor through the back leg as much as you can. And then bend the back leg so you're high on the ball of the foot. Pivot, turn the foot out. Sit in the outer left hip. Open into the inner thigh. And then again, we're going to shift on the diagonal. Bend both legs. So dropping straight down. Turn it out. Shift, outer hip. Again. Lunge. All right, so finding the core work it takes to stand. Come back to the middle. Pulsing down, reach out, jazz hands. Reach up and pulse and push straight down. Inhale. Yeah, feeling the music. And as you root down, rise up. Heel toe the feet together. Good, bring yourself back to center, parallel. And then I'm just gonna turn so you can see, but flick the feet out. So point and point. Hands can come to the hips to help remind you to cinch the waist. And notice the sort of impetus could change, like the rhythm, where you put the accent on the movement, could come into a plie. It's almost got a prancy feel to it now, sort of jazzy. Maybe the arms swing. But you're just flicking the feet out. And then shake out the left leg. Shake out your right leg. Shake out the left leg and the arm a little. And then your right. Woo. And then kind of toe tap to your mat. As you come towards the mat with your gear nearby, come to a wide stride here. Inhale, so slightly wider, you've got the traction of the mat. If you were to take the arms out, it's as if your wrist would be right above the ankle, so it's wide. And then from here, hands to hips, lift the front of your pelvis upward, tailbone down, cinch your waist. Bend the right leg and push out. So it's parallel. And then you're gonna reach up, but this time with the fingertips to sort of draw a circle. And then bring the arm across the front of the body. Push out, up and over. Lasso energy. Good, so you're feeling how the push integrates the core, how the reach and the circle moves the rib cage up and over your hips. So there's some work to counterbalance, to corset and contract through your center. Excellent, one more. Big lift, cross, and press out. Roll the shoulders, opposite side. Now your left hand's gonna push push and bend. Be mindful the knees tracking towards your second and third toes. If this feels too wide, bring it in after you're sliding. And then take the side bend, draw this circle overhead, pull in, pull up, elbow comes across the body, and then press out and lean. Up and around, circle. See if you can lift all four corners of your rib cage up. Slice the elbow across. Again, press out. Scoop, maybe it's a bit larger movement. Last one. Scoop, pull the navel in and around. Bring the heels in, so still wide stride. Doesn't have to be super turned out, maybe 15 degrees. Sit your hips straight down, second position plie. Then taking the same idea here, the right arm's gonna push, so now turned out. Now shift to the opposite leg, turning it out, circle, bring the elbow across, hinging at the hips. You're leaning the hips back so the heart can shift forward, and then back through the center. Push right, circle. Move the chest up and off of the hips. Elbow comes across and push and circle. Pull the navel in and around, cross the body and out. Second side. Left arm's gonna push out. Shift across. Circle. Reach the elbow across towards the knee. Again, hinging back. So that's why we're opening up the inner thighs, the groin. Yeah, you might feel that moment there. Coming around in the circle. It's the rib cage moving, not just the arm. Again, press, circle, weight shift, scoop and hinge, back to the middle. Now, bring your feet in a little bit. It can be slightly shorter stride, yeah. Right underneath yourself here. And then let's alternate. So we're like sculpting energy. It's almost like matrixy, yes. So with your right hand, you're going to lean out and then scoop across, big circle, bring the elbow across, shift the weight towards your left leg, and then back to the middle. It's the left and circle. Sit in the middle there, open up the chest, cross it over. From here, it's the right. Circle and sweep. Take it around, elbow. Bring it back to the center, left. Circle, scoop, cross. One more, each side, right. Bring it around, up and over. Crossing the elbow, back to center, left, push, circle. Contain your energy, take it across, and reach out to the side. Little plie, shoulders. Drop swing out left and center, right, center, left, right. Back to the middle, plie, reach all the way up, and then push the palms down. Again, plie, reaching up, pressing down, one more time. Now heel toe your feet back toward the center. So all that movement really is about reaching for things in your life. Yes, reaching for higher things on the shelf, reaching toward tying your shoe, right? It's all weight shift and extension from your core. Inhale, let's come towards the mat and have your props nearby. As you come down, use a chair should you need help moving from standing to the floor. Yes, or step one leg back. So there's our lunge, two bent knees. Wow, again, it's all coming back together. Shift off to your outer hip. And then come to sit however you're comfortable. Now, I like to use a block or a pillow, something to lift out of the low back. There's a tendency maybe if the knees or the hips are tight to sink in the low back and collapse in the heart. So we want to be tall, yeah, and open. So slide the support underneath your hips and sit how your knees allow, okay? It all counts. I'm gonna sit with the leg crossed, doesn't matter which is in front. And then use your strap or your hand towel, maybe a scarf or a necktie, it all could come in handy here. As you open the strap up, sit tall, so all this work of reaching, now we're gonna give it some more information, a little more feedback here. As you grip your strap, reach the arms straight up. Exhale, take the arms as high as you can. Again, honor your body and whatever side. If one arm's more willing than the other, meet yourself in the middle. Yeah, so you're not using this like imbalance or getting really frustrated with one arm. Instead, ease up on the side that maybe is working harder than it needs and ask the side that you want to wake up and tune in to be more present. So we find this middle ground. And then side bending, picking the rib cage up and off of the hips, just side to side. Nice and easy. Smooth breathing, belly, ribs, chest, ribs, belly. So the breath is always moving up and down the body. Forward and back, side to side, up and down. Breathing. Now, consider coming down out of this and going, oh. Yeah, let your head go, your shoulders. Wiggle. And then take this once again. Now, again, find your sweet spot somewhere in the middle. Stay here. Continue to go side to side. If that feels good, stay with it. If you'd like another challenge, perhaps take the arms slightly higher, but not by reaching, but instead by centering. Pull the shoulders into the back body. And you might just do this, like you were doing a pull-up, yeah, without going anywhere. Pulling the shoulders down to pull the body up. And that's some work, right? You're creating this pull. In the same way we're creating the push, now you're making the shoulders move down the back and engage the core in the process. Now relax again. Woo. You may feel other muscles, maybe the neck, the jaw even, recruiting. Squirm it out. And let's take one more pass. You can stop anywhere along this journey. Inhale, where the arms feel even. Side to side. Take it up and scratch the shoulders down. So you're just trying to move the armpits in towards the rib cage. Excellent. Now, stay with either move or take the arms behind you any amount and then back to the ground. Reset. Inhale up. It could go side to side, up and down, or up a little wider and back. So your body is going to tell you when. Notice if you're breathing and you start to grip or frown, or one arm goes and the other doesn't want to go. Stop, drop, and breathe. And then tune back in. Your work, your range, right? Let your breath dance up and down the body. There's the wiggle and the wave. Really take the arms wherever they're willing to go. And then release the strap wherever it is. Good. Slide the block out from underneath you. And let's come to hands and knees. If your knees are sensitive, fold your mat over, pat it up. Use a blanket if you like. And then come to hands and knees. And shift your weight towards child's pose. Now, the block could come in really handy here, and you could sit on the block. You could stay further forward so that the hips and the knees align. Maybe even use the block underneath your head. All right, so that you feel supported in this. There's no sharp edges, nothing's pushed or forced, giving the low back a moment to release. Pull the breath into your low back and release the shoulders, the neck. So this is an option. Sitting your hips toward your heels, another option. Anywhere along this path. As you're breathing, bring your awareness to your low back. You want to feel like you're filling the breath into the low back and the hips. And sometimes if you have your head supported, it just feels like you can let go. And you can feel the weight of the hips sinking downward, and that's going to release and traction your low back. Three deep breaths here. All right, with these type of stretches, it's really helpful to stay slightly longer, maybe than you want. Stay a little longer so that everything can settle in and gravity's working with you in this. So last breath or two. Good, then bring yourself forward. Move the block off to the side. Let's come onto our backs. Yes, so swing the leg, actually let's side lie to get there. So come onto your side and then onto your back. Yeah, gotta choreograph the dismount there. Now, with your strap, let's take the strap around your right ball of the foot. Yes, so the base of the ball of the foot. So another way to release the low back is to stretch the backs of the legs in a nice neutral way here. So your low back is safe, it's grounded, right? A little bit easier than when we're standing to access the legs here. But the standing work prepared us for this, yeah, all the bending and straightening. So from here, you can keep your left leg planted or extend it. And if your leg's not as high as mine, that's okay. Like walk your hands where they need to be on the strap so you're not, muscling it here with your biceps, the inner arms there, but instead you're using the length of your arms dropping back into the socket, arms shrugging towards the earth to bring the leg toward you, right? So it could be here, maybe even try like kick it down and up a few times, bent a little bit or straight. I just want to feel like how is it moving today? You could bend it and straighten it, you could take it all the way down and kick it up, using your leg and your core more than your hands. The hands and the strap are just assisting this until you find a sweet spot. Let's call it that, right? If we keep telling ourselves it's a sweet spot, it'll start to soften, be less dramatic. You can always bend the knee a little. If you feel any pressure behind the knee joint, always bend. And then try to activate your inner thighs, like you're squeezing the inner thighs together. Imagine you had the block between your thighs. You're trying to hug the block together. And notice how that feels across the front of your abdomen. All right, and then push. Feel like when we were pushing with the arms, could you maybe even push with the hands here now up to the sky and push with the hands and the heel. Feel that activation through your center. Push, breathe, kick. And then slowly, you could bend the knee on the way down Bend both legs. Just notice how you feel. Nice, right? Like, oh, there's all this life force that you have, all of this energy that's hiding in the backs of the legs. And you feel, once you release this stretch, that it kind of pools in your low back. So wag your tail some here, maybe move hip to hip. You could turn the knees in and cross the body. So you reset your pelvis, your low back, your hips. Take a deep breath, and let's try the second side. Notice how good the first one feels. So we want to do this. Yes, it's gonna feel so good. Try it on. Take the leg towards the sky bent, lasso the base of the ball of the foot. And again, bend and straighten. Get a feel for how you're breathing, how you're in your body today, where the effort is. And again, if your leg's not so 90-degree angle, not as close as mine, wherever you are, meet yourself right there. With love, with acceptance, meet yourself right there. No need to push or strain, right? And if you want, you could even send the leg down and kick it up, get a feel for the arms, kick it down. How does the core move the leg and up? Again, kicking. Walk the arms as high as makes sense, up the strap for yourself, and then row the shoulders down the back. Try to pin your shoulders down towards the floor and away from your ears. Feel the kick of the leg and the flex of the foot. Walk the arms up some, and the shoulders again, shrugging down. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Deep breath. Smooth inhale, easy exhale. Notice what part of your low back is on the floor here. And send your tailbone down. Good, one more breath. Now you're gonna push with the heels of the hands, and imagine you're gonna push the heel, sole of the foot, you're pushing it through the sky, through the ceiling to the sky. And let's raise the roof here as you press through the heels of the hands and the heel of the foot. Keep pushing, feel the core engage. It almost has like a plank energy, yeah? Like, oh, I'm standing in my hands here. Pull the shoulders down the back and release. Take the strap, rest it on the side, plant your foot. Again, what type of movement gives you more relief here in between sides? Get a sense of the space maybe you've opened up. Take your hands to your thighs and start to circle your hips, circling the hips and pushing the heels of the hands into the thighs. Yeah, like your cat paws meeting. Switch the direction of your circles. All right, hip circles with the floor. So nice for your low back, your glutes, your hips, your outer hips there. Massaging, rolling over side to side. Good, now plant your hands on your thighs and try to push your thigh bones away from you. And then relax. Again, press your thigh bones away. So you're tractioning your low back here, and relax. Wiggle, one more time. Press, traction. Deep breath into the back ribs, and then relax. Roll over to your side. We'll rewind to come up to sit. Come to all fours. As you come to all fours, press into your palms. So this idea of pushing, I want you to push the floor away. And notice what that does to your spine. It may tend to, make you want to round, so try that on. Follow your lead, follow your instincts, right? Again, meeting yourself in the middle. Shrug the shoulders, claw the floor, try to lift your chest up and your navel in. And then again, push the floor away. Get round. Scoop and hollow out. And then shrug it off. So you're keeping the head on the spine, but You're moving the spine. Again, push, hollow out, curl your toes under, and then send your hips towards your heels, any amount. Take a breath here, feel the push into the feet, and then slowly walk your weight forward. You can use your hand, you can even use the block if you don't have a chair handy. Use the block and use your hand to assist bringing the foot forward. Curl your back toes under as you come up through your lunge, and then take your hands to your thighs with a long spine. Push the arms towards straight, right? These are push-ups right here. So bend the elbows, keep your head on your spine, easy knees, you're bending, and push. And then one more time, you're gonna push all the way up, roll the shoulders, stand tall, touch the sky, and then bring your hands to your heart in gratitude. Thank you for moving with me today. Thank you for working on your core and feeling strong and centered and releasing your low back. I hope you can take this movement into all that you do today. Be well. I'm Suzy. See you soon.